Modern Times is a movie from 1936. Charles Chaplin wrote and directed it. He also plays the main character. The movie is a comedy, but it is also a serious story about modern life. It shows how machines and factories change the way people work. It also shows the problems of poor people during a time called the Great Depression. Many people lost their jobs. Many families had no money, no food, and no home. The movie follows two main characters. One is a factory worker. People often call him the tramp. The other is a young girl. She is also poor and alone. They try to survive in a hard world. The movie starts inside a big factory. The factory makes steel. The building is very large. There are many machines and many workers. The workers stand next to a moving belt. The belt moves fast. The tramp is one of the workers. He wears a small black hat, a coat that is too small, and pants that are too big. He has a small mustache on his face. He carries two tools in his hands. His job is to tighten small pieces of metal. The pieces of metal come down the belt. He must turn two handles again and again. He does this all day. The same action, the same speed. The boss of the factory stands in a high room. He can see all the workers on a big screen. He does not like slow work. He tells the workers to go faster, so the belt moves faster. The tramp tries to keep up, but his hands cannot move faster. He tries to talk to the belt, and he tells it to stop. The belt does not listen. It keeps moving. The tramp falls behind, and the pieces of metal fall on the floor. The boss shouts at him, so the tramp goes back to work. Later that same day, a new machine arrives. This machine is for feeding workers. It gives soup, bread, and corn to a worker while he works. So he does not need to stop for lunch. The factory wants to test the new machine. They choose the tramp to test it. The tramp sits in front of the machine. First, the machine puts a spoon of soup in his mouth. Then it wipes his mouth with a cloth. Then it gives him a piece of bread and some corn. The tramp looks happy at first, but then the machine breaks. It moves too fast. It pushes soup into his face and corn onto his clothes. It also hits him on the head. The tramp tries to stop it, but he cannot. Workers come to help. They try to turn off the machine, but nothing works. The tramp is pushed back and forth. He is covered in soup and corn. Finally, the machine is stopped, and the tramp is taken away to be cleaned. After that, the tramp goes back to his normal job. He works on the belt again, but the fast work has changed his body. He cannot stop his hands from moving. He sees screws everywhere. A woman walks by, and the tramp tries to turn a button on her dress. The woman is scared and screams. Another man walks by, and the tramp tries to turn the man's nose. The man is angry. People think the tramp has gone crazy. A doctor comes and looks at the tramp. The doctor says the tramp is sick because of the factory work. He says the tramp needs rest. The factory sends the tramp away, so he loses his job. He walks out of the factory gate with no money and no job. He walks into the city. The tramp walks on the street. He is hungry and does not know where to go. He sees many people. Some are walking fast. Some are sitting on the ground. Some are asking for money. The city is big, but it is not kind to poor people. As the tramp walks, he sees a red flag fall from the back of a large truck. The flag is made of red cloth. It is large and attached to a long stick. The tramp picks it up from the ground. He does not know what the flag means. He just wants to give it back to the truck. So he starts running after the truck. He waves the flag in the air. Behind the tramp, a group of workers are marching down the street. They are asking for more money and better working hours. They are carrying red flags. The police see the group. They also see the tramp. He is in front of the group and waving a red flag. The police think the tramp is the leader of the march. They run to him, grab him, and put him in a police car. The tramp tries to explain, but the police do not listen. They take him to jail. The jail is a small building with metal bars on the windows. The police give the tramp a bed and some food. The food is simple. There is soup and bread. The tramp eats it and is not hungry anymore. He lies on the bed and feels safe. He thinks jail is better than the factory. At the factory, he had to work hard all day. In jail, he does not have to work. He just sits and eats, and he likes it. A few days later, a police officer comes to the tramp's cell. The officer holds a letter. The letter says the tramp is free. The state does not need to keep him in jail anymore. The tramp is surprised because he does not want to leave. He asks the officer to let him stay. But the officer says no. The officer opens the cell door and tells the tramp to leave. The tramp walks out slowly and looks back at the jail. He is sad. He is free again. But being free means being hungry again. The tramp goes to find a new job. He walks to a shipyard. A shipyard is a place where workers build large ships. There are many workers there. They hammer metal and lift heavy pieces of steel. The tramp talks to a manager, and the manager gives him a job. The tramp must hammer large pieces of metal. He works hard and does a good job. Suddenly, a large piece of steel falls from above. The steel is very heavy. It is hanging from a rope, but the rope breaks. The steel falls toward the manager, but the manager does not see it. The tramp sees it and runs to the manager. He pushes the manager out of the way just as the steel hits the ground. The manager is safe. He is very happy and thanks the tramp. He gives the tramp some money as a reward. But then another accident happens. A large pulley falls from a high crane. The pulley is made of metal. It hits the floor, and the floor breaks open. There is a large hole. The tramp falls through it and lands on the floor below. He lands near a storage room. That room has food like cheese, bread, and fruit. The tramp is very hungry, so he eats some of the food. A security guard sees him. The guard thinks the tramp is trying to steal the food and shouts. The tramp runs away and out of the shipyard. He loses the job. He still has no money, so he walks back to the street. Now, the movie introduces the second main character. She is a young girl. She looks about 18 or 20 years old. She has long, dark hair and wears a simple dress. She is very thin and very poor. The girl lives with her two sisters, who are also poor. The girl's father lost his job many months ago. The family has no money and no food. They live in a small, dirty room. One day, some men come to the door. These men work for the government. They say the children cannot live with the parents anymore. That is because the parents do not have money to feed them. The men want to take the children away and put them in a home for orphans. The girl is scared. She does not want to leave her father. So she runs out of the house. She runs down the stairs and into the street. The girl walks for a long time. She is hungry and sees a fruit stand. The stand has bananas. She takes one banana and hides it in her coat. The owner of the stand sees her and runs after her. He shouts. The girl runs into a busy street. At that exact moment, the tramp is walking down the same street. The girl runs straight into him, and they both fall to the ground. The fruit stand owner arrives and yells at the girl. Then a police officer arrives. The officer wants to take the girl to jail. The tramp sees the girl's face. She looks scared, young, and in need of help. The tramp tells the police officer that he stole the banana. He says the girl did nothing wrong. The officer looks at the tramp and remembers him from before. He says, "You again." Then he takes the tramp away. The girl is free, so she runs away into an alley. The tramp is happy because he helped her. He goes to jail again, but he does not mind. In jail, he gets food and a bed. The tramp is released from jail again. He walks at night when the streets are dark and there are few people. He sees a large department store. The store sells many things like beds, sofas, tables, lamps, clothes, and food. The front door is open, and a guard is sleeping near it. The tramp walks quietly inside. He goes to the bed section, lies down on a soft bed, and falls asleep. At the same time, the girl is also walking at night. She is hungry and cold. She sees the same department store and goes inside. She finds the food section, finds some cheese and crackers, and eats the food. She is happy. Suddenly, a group of real thieves come into the store. They are not poor like the tramp and the girl. They are criminals who want to steal money from the store's safe. They have tools and masks. The police have followed the thieves to the store. The police enter from the back door, and there is noise. The tramp wakes up and sees the police lights. He thinks the police have come for him. So he runs. He runs into the food section and sees the girl. He tells her to run, and she runs with him. They run through the store and hide behind large boxes. They also hide inside a cabinet. The police catch the real thieves and take them away. The store becomes quiet again. The tramp and the girl come out of hiding. They walk to the front of the store and leave together. The sun is starting to rise. They are tired, but they are not alone anymore. They have each other. The tramp and the girl walk through the city. They look for a place to stay and find an empty house near a river. The house is small. The paint is coming off the walls, and the windows are broken. But it has a roof and a door. The tramp says it is their home. The girl cleans the floor and fixes the window with paper. She finds a small piece of paper on the street. The paper has a picture of a nice house in the country. That house has trees around it, some animals, and a white fence. The girl puts the picture on the wall. She dreams of living there someday. The tramp goes to look for work. He wants to buy food and take care of the girl. The girl stays at the house and waits for him. The tramp goes back to the same factory from the beginning of the movie. The factory needs workers again. The manager does not remember the tramp, so he gives him his old job. The tramp works on the belt again, but the belt is now much faster. He cannot keep up. The pieces of metal come down the belt very fast. He tries to tighten them, but misses many pieces. The belt moves him forward and pulls him into the large gears of the machine. The tramp goes inside. He is turned around, pushed, and pulled. Then he comes out the other side. He is not hurt, but he is covered in black oil and dust. Just then, the manager of the factory has a mental breakdown. He goes crazy and runs around the factory. He pushes all the buttons and turns all the levers. The machines go faster and faster. The workers are scared and run away. The manager runs to the moving belt and falls onto it. He is carried toward the same large gears. The tramp sees this and runs to the manager. He pulls him off the belt and saves the manager's life again. The tramp calls for help. Police and an ambulance come and take the manager away. The tramp is a hero. But then the police look at the factory records. They find an old paper. The paper says the tramp was the man with the red flag. The police arrest him and take him to jail. He loses his job again. While the tramp is in jail, the girl looks for work. She walks into a small cafe. The cafe has tables, chairs, and a small stage for dancing. The manager of the cafe is a large man with a loud voice. He needs a dancer. The girl tells him she can dance. She moves a little, and the manager likes her. He gives her the job, but he says she needs a partner. A single dancer is not good for the cafe. The girl lies. She says her partner is her husband. She says he is not at the cafe now, but will come later. She tells the manager that he is a very good dancer. The manager agrees to wait. The tramp is released from jail once more. He goes to the house by the river, but the girl is not there. He walks around the city and passes the cafe. He looks through the window and sees the girl cleaning a table. He goes inside. The girl sees him and is very happy. She hugs him. The manager sees the tramp and asks if he is the dancer. The girl says yes. The manager tells the tramp to dance. The tramp cannot dance, but he does not want to disappoint the girl. He tries. He moves his arms and legs in funny ways. He falls down, gets up, and falls again. The customers in the cafe laugh. They enjoy his performance. The manager tells the tramp he will pay him. Then the tramp and the girl dance together. They do a funny act with a tablecloth and some plates. The customers clap, and the manager is happy. 2 police officers enter the cafe. They carry a picture of the girl because they are looking for her. The government still wants to put her in a home for orphans. The manager sees the police, so he tells the tramp and the girl to leave through the back door. They run out. The police see them run and run after them. The tramp and the girl run through the streets. They turn corners and run downstairs. They hide behind large boxes in an alley. The police run past them and do not see them. The tramp and the girl stay hidden all night. They hold hands and do not sleep much. In the morning, the tramp and the girl go back to the cafe. The cafe is closed. The manager is gone, and the police are not there. The tramp and the girl have no job, no money, and no food. They walk on the street and pass a large department store. The store is closed because it's early morning. The windows show happy families, new clothes, and fresh food. The girl looks at a window and sees the same picture of the country house. She smiles. The tramp and the girl walk away from the city. They walk down a long, empty road. There are no cars, no houses, only fields on both sides. The girl is tired, and her feet hurt. She stops. The tramp stops next to her. He points to a small building by the side of the road. It is a closed cafe. Next to it, there is a small wooden box. The tramp tells the girl to sit on the box. So she sits. He stands next to her. The sun is rising over the fields. The light is soft and warm. The girl looks at the tramp with sad eyes. She asks him, "What will we do now? Where will we go?" The tramp looks at her and smiles. He says, "We will live. We will find a way. Do not give up." The girl looks at the road ahead and then at the tramp. She smiles and takes his hand. She stands up from the box, and they walk together. They walk down the road toward the rising sun.